thank you for reminding me. I would kiss you. If I forget again, the key word is judgmental. Oh, Hashem, thank you. Here's the idea. I'm so happy I didn't forget to say this. The whole way back I would have been upset. Judgmental. Every single therapist will tell you the first thing you need, I'm so excited, the first thing you need to do when you're becoming a therapist is not be judgmental. That is a crazy thing to say. I am assessing you. I am psychoanalyzing you. It is the deepest form of judgment I could possibly bestow upon you. Oh, his mother, I'll ask about his father later. Like, what? How judgmental could you be? So what does it mean to be non-judgmental? Let me tell you what it means. Oh, Hashem, I literally, that Karas HaTov I feel right now, to you and to the Almighty. Okay? So you've never been in such company, huh? I'll tell you what it means. We can make a conscious decision. There's a concept in Chazal, Yotzei min halev nechnas belev, which means that what I'm feeling in my heart, you will feel in your heart. Kamayim panim al panim kein lev ha'adam, just like water reflects the face of a person, so too the heart reflects. So if I feel in my heart approval, you will feel approval. If I feel like you're bad, you will feel bad. If I feel like you're incredible, you will feel incredible. This is true in chinuch with our children. This is true in marriage. Judgmental means that I'm deciding to care about what I've just analyzed. I'm deciding to scowl at you and think down upon you from what I've just analyzed. But if my analyzation of you is just a simple fact, you're entitled to have your stuff. I've got mine. I've still assessed what I've assessed, but I've made a conscious decision on purpose, despite the fact that I knew I had the possibility of thinking badly about you, to purposely not think badly about you, and that is non-judgmental. That is what it means. That's all it is. So it's like judgmental without caring or something, but that's too complicated. Let's just call it non-judgmental. The same thing is true with validation. And then I'll answer your questions. Validation does not mean that I actually think this is the most valid response to a circumstance. It means I have decided to be the caliber of emotionally intelligent human being to decide that you're entitled to an emotional response that is not usual or is not healthy, because I have them. I could be I could be driving down the street and someone cuts me off and suddenly I decide that that guy is the worst person I've ever seen in my entire life. That's psycho. I could in my store and someone comes in and they throw their change on the table. Oh, guy doesn't respect me. Like, what? Yeah, we're petty. So for me to intentionally decide to see you and your response and purposely not care to see if it's healthy or not. It just is. This is what you felt. You're allowed to feel it. So when we're validating, it's not that there were two things. There was the second thing is just that to validate doesn't mean that I have to sit here with an emotional experience where I decide that what you're going through is yeah, that's the way you should feel. Stop. I'm just deciding to accept you. I'm deciding to embrace you. I'm deciding to be okay with you. That's a decision. I don't know if anyone ever thought that that's a decision, if anyone ever realized, I can decide to be okay with you. This changes our friendships, it changes our work experience, it changes if we have employees or coworkers or bosses, and it certainly changes our spouses. So whatever you're experiencing, I can decide on purpose to bring you in. I can decide on purpose to validate. That means I can decide on purpose to tell you that it's valid, and this is the last thing I'm going to say. That is what it means when a woman says, I don't feel supported. Think about that word valid. That word valid means that you are valid. The experience that you just reached out to me to connect about, you used to feel alone about. You didn't know whether or not I'd be able to be here along with you and let you know that this feeling makes sense to me as well. But when I decide to let you know, contrary to all the possibilities that I could have told you, no, that doesn't make sense. I decide on purpose to let you know that it does make sense to me, it's valid. I've now aligned with you. You're not alone in this. I've got your back. I've supported you. If we can do this, we can get in trouble, but we shouldn't run into any fights. Okay. Woo! Thank you. Any questions? Go ahead.
Yeah, so sometimes you can say, I get it. And then when she claps it, you keep repeating the same thing. She says, you don't really mean it. Then how do you get out of that one?
Awesome question. I get it. And she says, you don't really mean it. I have a question. Do you really mean it?
Yes.
And if the answer is yes, the response is, I do really mean it. That's it. Because if the response is, I do really mean it.
So why do you keep repeating the same thing then?
That's a good question. You can let her know, listen, I'm new to this. I'm practicing my words. But I am trying to communicate to you. Or we sound like an idiot, right? I'm trying to figure out. Listen, I could give you like a list of 40, like a practice phone call. But the answer is, if you do really get it, and you're just saying the same thing over and over, and she feels like weird, you can tell her, listen, I'm just be honest with you. I'm trying to validate. I'm trying to be present with you. I do get it. I'm working. Okay, so I'll use different words, but you should understand, sweetheart, that whether or not it feels like I get it because it's weird to you, I'm using the same word. This is not usual to me. This is uncomfortable for me, but I'm doing it on purpose. I'm doing it on purpose because I want you to feel like I'm getting it. So if you need different words, that's fine, but I'm with you. Second question, or that was it? All right.